brightness on an aggravated battery. One thing.
Hi everybody, and thank you for watching. This is George here, your #1 source at Wicked Warnings for vehicle warning lights, LED strobe warning lights, truck strobe lights kits, and emergency strobe lights for cars, SUVs, trucks, vans, buses, cabs, and soccer mom minivans. What we've got here is a brand new 2019 Ford Escape for our friends over at Thomas Engineering. It's been a while since I showed you all those door badges that we do for Thomas. Oh my God, does it light up? No, it's just reflective vinyl, people. Come on. It doesn't light up and go off and then light up like that. That would be crazy. This is just reflective vinyl. We can get it for anybody, but it does look awesome when you shed a little light on it. Now, back to the warning package. The construction warning equipment that this vehicle needs to go on and off of working road sites here in Illinois is an amber and/or amber white package, 360 visibility. We are able to skirt the side visibility just a little bit because our local DOT here isn't extremely picky about roof lights. So we've got a good forward-backward visibility. This serves our need here. What we've got on the front grille is our LIN-6. Make sure you check the description of this video. Down in the read more part, there'll be a link to the LIN-6s. There'll be a link to the rear Wicked Slick Stick bar we have mounted in the back hatch. And there'll also be a link to buy everything you need to do exactly this job. The wire, the switch, the lights, everything you need except the time and the vehicle. I know you guys like them squirrel shot, so here you go, up close and personal with the LIN-6. You can see how we mounted it in the top of the grill there. Now that I've turned that off, you can see here, we did drill a slight hole for the wire. You could probably finagle the wire through one of those rectangular cutouts, but we chose to just drill a little hole. You really don't see it afterwards. We mounted our LIN-6 on the upper left and right corners. You can see right there, we're using the provided stainless steel self-tapping screws, and we just drilled a 3/8 hole, and the wiring comes out underneath the hood very easily, and you can go right over to the battery. And as you can see, as I back up just a little bit, the LIN-6 is set on an alternating triple flash that keeps both lights illuminated on the front of this vehicle, as well as giving a little bit of movement. You can also set these lights to fully illuminate and alternate left to right if you prefer. Many of my jobs are done that way as well, but since the front is relatively danger-free for this particular client, and a lot of times the workers are in front, we chose to just alternate the light itself on a split pattern, keep the movement, and keep both sides illuminated instead of going dark to light on each side and alternating the entire light back and forth. On low danger warning around the front of the car, I like to do this kind of pattern sometimes, especially if there's workers around, because it's not as bright and offensive to the workers who have to turn around and look at it when they're going back to the car, or who might be working in front of the vehicle. If it was a high danger situation, I would have absolutely alternated the full intensity on each side and not split the light. But since this is not high danger in the front of this, I can split that pattern up and give them the movement on each side and keep both lights illuminated and flashing and moving. Let me show you what we did around the back of it. Out back for this vehicle, as I mentioned, we went with our all-new Wicked Warnings Slick Stick LED stick. This is a nice new product. It is an LED stick available in 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10 heads, so we have every length you can need. It is a true dual stick, meaning every segment, as you can see, will go white and amber. The entire light will light amber, the entire light will light white, or any combination thereof. It has amber patterns, white patterns, mixed patterns, and we also have our flood feature. This build did not utilize that, but this Wicked Slick Stick does have the steady white flood feature. Here you can see it punching right through that factory tint. We have a very good off-axis lens on this stick. You get great light coverage, almost out to 180 degrees with the optics that we chose for our new stick. This is an extremely effective light array that's on our new slick stick. There's directly behind it, and as you can see, factory tint doesn't even bother it. There's the camera without being darkened. I can darken the camera a little for you, show you some color. I can put the camera back to automatic, which is pretty much blinding. We mounted this light up on the hatch. That way it's out of the way for cargo, and it just is the easier way to mount for this particular client. They don't need to have the light displayed if the hatch is open. If you are in a high danger situation where your hatch is open an awful lot, you might want to mount it inside here on the headliner. But since this vehicle, the hatch will almost always be down, we did not need to do that. If you're going to use the screws to mount it, just like I did, you'll need a 2-inch screw because there is a void underneath that plastic that you'll have to have enough meat in the threads to get your anchor in there. And I would not suggest drilling any higher towards the glass than the screws I show right here, or you may risk accidentally hitting the edge of that glass and breaking it. What we did with our wire was we tucked it in right here. We also put a pattern switch there, if you can see it tucked in. And we did that because this is a leased vehicle. This client is rather specific on trying to eliminate the damage. So instead of spending extra labor and going through these factory boots, which you could have done, this client is okay with lowering the cost of their install and running the wire simply right through here. And when you close it, it coils up and looks very nice and keeps the cost much easier for this client because we don't need to take apart the headliner and all of that and run it all in there. As you can see inside of here, we do have a little bit of flashback, but for this particular vehicle, it's not going to be a problem. And we've trained that wire to kind of coil up there like that. So it's very clean, very simple, very friendly, easy install to do. Now here is your brake and gas pedal, and I'm sure y'all are going to be wondering, well, how the hell you get that wiring underneath the hood? And that'll be through here. You can get your wiring all through there, and it'll come out right underneath the hood. That is to the left of the brake pedal. You can see there's a spot right there. And what we did is put our switch right up here on the top. And as you can see, we get a nice reflection onto the fuel gauge when the lights are on. And we've done this a few times with this particular client because they requested to have kind of an illumination right in their face. So I put the switch there, and it's very easy to tell. Even if the parking lights are on, you can still see that blue illumination right there that goes off. So you can tell right when your switches are on, when your lights are running, and then it keeps it very discreet looking inside the car because there's not really anywhere here to drill a hole. This is padded, so you're going to have a little issue here. And I guess we could have probably went somewhere around here into the dash area or somewhere down into here, but this is all expensive stuff and easy to notice a switch. This little trim panel comes right out here, rather cheap to replace when we turn in the lease. So we can pop that panel out, order a new one, and then not have any visible evidence of ever having an install done on this vehicle. So just wanted to go ahead and take a minute to note that mileage. You can see it right there. Yeah, this is, well, now everything's turning on for me. Oh, that won't show up at all. It says 164, so we like to see them brand new. That's definitely what we love. Oh, he kind of takes focus there for a minute. I need a better camera. Post up some recommendations for a better camera. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is George at Wicked Warnings. It was a rather long video, but it's a brand new Escape, and I think that this will give you all some stuff to work with. I wanted to make another note. Previous video of an Escape I did, this lens was white. I believe that's the 2018 Escape. On this one, this lens is now red, and this lens here is not easy to put a hideaway in. The reason we didn't do hideaways on this, one was budget, and two was this lens is not very easy. So if you've got some trick, I don't know, for the 2019 Escape hideaways right in there, go ahead and shoot it to me. If not, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like, share this media, and I do apologize for a 10-minute video. If you're still hanging with me at this point, thank you very much. I appreciate it. See you on the next video. This is George at Wicked Warnings, coming to you live with the new Slick Stick and Lens 6.